In 2008, Jeff was making out with his honey. He got a phone call, and the voice at the other end said, "What are you doing with my daughter?" He told his girl what happened. She said, "My father's dead." Who was phone? But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of dumb parodies and shit delivered in comedy form, then you've come to the right place, because that's all we do. And we upload whenever I'm not battling a crippling depression. So if that's of interest to you, go to the like button's house and bring a whole bunch of toilet paper. Put the toilet paper all over his bushes. And when he comes out to see what's happened, take a frying pan until the handle falls off and he has to get a doctor to get it out again. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our uploads. Alright, and let's get into today's story. In December of 2008, Jeff was very excited about retro video games. One day, his friend, who was also into retro video games, called him up and told him he had to come over to see this new video game he had just picked up. He picked this cartridge up at a gypsy tent that he found somewhere. It was very weird, and when he tried to go back to the gypsy tent to return it, it wasn't there. He said the graphics were hyper-realistic. There was satanic symbols, and Sonic had red eyes. So Jeff decided to go over to his house.
Hey, Ballin, we're gonna need you to pad out that runtime. You're kind of cruising here.
Say less, fam. I got you. But before he went to his house, he had to put on his shoes. Like so many times before, he put on his right shoe first. Then he slipped his left one on. Now, obviously, he couldn't just go over there with shoes that weren't tied. He could fall over and hurt himself. Ow! So he took the laces from his right shoe, carefully put one over the other, and tied them tight.
1 hour later.
So the bullies that Jeff beat up earlier came back. They lit the fire with the vodka and the bleach that was all over his face somehow, and Jeff turned in Jeff the Killer. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you haven't done this already, when the like button is raking his yard and he just got all of his leaves packed up into one pile, run right over to it with a leaf blower and then until it's just a bloody pulp.